Every day this man comes home, he not only spills gasoline all over the front door, and before the last rays of sunlight disappear, he seals the windows and doors with 8 centimeters of steel. But despite all this, Will was afraid to relax, even when he sleeps. He sleeps in the bathtub with his machine gun and his dog. He's so cautious because the zombies outside could break into his house at any time. This is a world infested with a virus. Humans and animals have mutated. They've turned into zombie monsters that can't see the light of day. But Will, immune to the virus, was lucky to survive, and he always believed that there must be others like him. So every day he wanders the city streets with his dog, Jimmy, trying to find other survivors. Unfortunately, each time, he'd come up empty-handed. But the good thing is that when he gets lonely, he can find a mannequin at the store to talk to, just enough to stop him from falling apart mentally. And as a bioscientist, Will never gave up on viruses, relying on his own serum. Reversing mutated zombies back to normal humans has always been the focus of his experiments. On this very day, there was a huge progress in the experiment. One of the rats had returned to normal from its mutated state. This discovery made Will very excited, so he decided to start human experiments as soon as possible. So he carefully set a trap and used his own blood as bait. Soon he successfully captured a female zombie, but the zombie companions that followed him seemed to have an unusual relationship with the female zombie. But because they are afraid of sunlight, they can't do anything about Will. Soon Will brought the zombie to the lab. He was ready to start human experimentation, but with the injection of the vaccine, the expected sights did not appear. The zombies are as manic as ever. The vaccine doesn't work on the human body at all. Will had no choice but to sedate her and put her in the isolation room, but he didn't realize that it was this female zombie that was going to bring him disaster. The very next day, Will continued to search the city for survivors as usual, but just then, a familiar figure appeared in front of him. The model who should have stayed in the store was now standing on the street. The sudden change gave Will, accustomed to solitude and monotony, a pang of surprise and uneasiness. He instinctively pulled the trigger, and the mannequin fell to the ground. At this point, he'd forgotten to keep his guard up. This is obviously a trap designed by the zombies for Will to get back at him for taking the female zombie. He landed on his head and soon fainted, but when he wakes up, the sun will set soon, and then the whole city will be zombie territory. So he tried his best to cut the rope, but when he landed on the ground, he accidentally plunged the knife into his thigh. His screams of agony echoed throughout the city, and at that moment, the walkers let go of the mutant hound's leash. But fortunately, there is still a beam of sunlight blocking. They don't dare to come forward. At this time, Will did not care about the pain, and quickly retreated behind him, because there is still a pistol in the car to save his life. However, as the last ray of sunlight disappeared, Hound immediately rushed forward, but in the nick of time, Jimmy came out bravely. At the same time, Will managed to get the pistol. The hounds were quickly eliminated, but unfortunately, Jimmy was bitten by the hound during the fight. At this point, he's in danger of mutating at any moment, so Will rushed him home and had him vaccinated. Unexpectedly, just then,